This map shows secret routes in and out of the glades. Where did you get this?
Felicity. She's the one who sent us to Star City.
No, that's impossible. William, I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but Felicity Smoak is dead.
Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Arrow Season 7. So Arrow has had a few storylines already going on in the early parts of this season, with the obvious main one, I guess, being Oliver in prison, with the others being Felicity versing Diaz, and all that, stuff with the Longbow hunters, Dinah and Renee's involvement with the new Green Arrow, and I guess you could chuck in Laurel's arc in there as well, but that is really only one episode in, so it's hard to count that right now at this point. But the other storyline that really captures everyone's attention as soon as it pops up on screen, there's any sort of hint towards it, and definitely has people talking for a while after an episode, is of course that of the flash forwards to like 20 years in the future roughly, where we are following William Clayton, the son of Oliver Queen, along with an older Roy Harper, to follow the clues that started with the Hosen that was left to William by Felicity when he was shipped off to boarding school in episode 1 of this season. But as we saw in last episode, Roy and William finally arrived in Star City, looking a bit worse for wear, with us finding out in the future that Star City is essentially the reverse, I guess you could say, of how it is now, where the glades have risen with a wall being put up and all that. Pretty crazy. And this season's storyline is already heading in that direction in the present day, with the arson work and properties in the glades being brought down, or the arson work on those properties, and then those properties are bought for extremely cheap. But throughout the episode, we meet future Dinah, who doesn't look that much older, to be completely honest, apart from like a few grey streaks in her hair. Maybe Dinah has good genes, who knows? But we also meet a future Zoe, or, Renee's daughter, who is at least a Black Canary in the future. Who knows if she is the Black Canary? There could be multiple ones. Like, who knows what Dinah's codename is? But Dinah seemed to have like a scar across her throat, which, would have disabled her abilities, you have to think. It will be interesting to see how that came about. Like, was she taken and done that to because she's a vigilante, or was she just injured in a fight that took away that ability? Who knows? But obviously, Dinah gave Zoe that Black Canary pin at the end of episode 4 in the present day, and then we saw that pin on her in the future, so they really connected that quickly, didn't they? In these flash forwards, however, you would have to think that we will be getting many more characters, or at least some more characters, especially after future Zoe name dropped a vigilante resistance, so who knows who will be a part of that as well. We know that Catherine McNamara of Shadowhunters was cast in this season. I don't really know how she would be placed in the present day, so I would not be surprised at all if she is really just connected to the future storyline. But, that's for us to wait and find out. But one person that the show has tried to make us think won't be taking part in any form of resistance or any part at all in the future storyline going on this season, in regards to at least being there, is that of Felicity Smoak. Because as I was saying, that Hosen was left to William by Felicity, so rightfully so, William and Roy just believed that she was the one leading William to Lian Yu, and then leading Roy and William, back to Star City to Smoke Tech. As well as that Rubik's Cube clue, if you want to call it, that was found in the secret vault thing in Smoke Tech. But we are then shockingly told that it couldn't have been her. It would be impossible, as, well, Felicity Smoak is dead. Which, of course, comes off as a big surprise to both William, Roy, and I guess us, the audience, at first. Now, it does make you think where William was. I mean, Smoke Tech was a pretty big thing. Surely her death would have made some rounds. But then again, Star City isn't in the best shape in regards to being a fair society by the looks of it. And seeing that William appears to have had no contact at all with her as well as his father for quite a while, it makes sense that he would be completely out of the loop with her status in regards to whether she's alive or dead. But when it comes down to it, do we really believe that Felicity Smoak is dead in this future? And I guess if you are going to give the show the benefit of the doubt with all of this, then you would have to say, yeah, she is dead. However, I would say it is probably only 60% of a chance that she is actually dead on the show. And that is due to a few factors involved with how the show has run previously, as well as stuff they had said in the past, as well as how early this reveal has come in this season. But of course, before we get into the rest of the other stuff, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all of this. Do you think she's actually dead, or do you think she's alive, and what's your reasoning behind that thought of yours? And of course, if you enjoyed the video so far and the rest of the video as well, be sure to drop a like on it to show your support. Now, to start off, if you saw my review, you would know that I went along with the idea that Felicity was dead on the show, and that, you know, because that's what the show was trying to push. And many people were calling me out for being like gullible and all of that. But if you have watched my reviews before, I always go with what the show is trying to push and, you know, then save going over that in more detail for videos like this, unless it is something like so ludicrous and ridiculous that it just needs to be addressed at that point in the review. But due to the fact that it was revealed so early on in the season, that being episode 4, you know, that Felicity Smoak would be dead in this future, you would have to think this will eventually end up being a fake out. Now, I guess the big question around all of this now, if Felicity will end up being alive in this future, is when she will show up and reveal herself to be alive and then shock William and Roy, and I guess the show trying to shock us, the audience. You know, when exactly will that happen? How long will the show try and play off that she is dead? Well, they could make it a big reveal in, like, say, the mid-season finale or something like that. However, they might have that be like a bigger reveal, like another character being alive or dead, or possibly a bigger part of the future story's plot. But some people have been trying to push it. The flash forwards might only be for a certain amount of episodes for this season. You know, episode 14, they're over or something, which means that the Felicity reveal could happen much sooner than we actually expect. However, it was confirmed by the new showrunner for Arrow this season, that being Beth Schwartz, that the flash forwards would be running all season long and for the continuation of Arrow as a series. So if Arrow does get a season 8, we will still be getting flash forwards, you know, the longer we go. So they're essentially replacing the flashbacks that ended in season 5. So season 6 will be the only show that didn't really have a, you know, constant flash forward or flashback storyline going throughout its season. So due to this, they could leave Felicity coming into this flashbacks, if she is still alive, until the last like 3 or 4 episodes of this season. They could leave it that late if they want, if Felicity isn't that relevant to all the stuff happening in the middle portion of this season in the flash forwards, and say she's more relevant to the present day stuff. Even though they did reveal it quite early, some would expect Felicity showing up to happen much earlier than the end of this season, but they sort of had to reveal that she was, you know, quote unquote dead from Dinah at that point, because Roy and William believed that she was the one sending them around picking up clues and all of that. So if Dinah was to not reveal that information there and then, it would have been extremely strange. Another important thing to point out with Felicity is that they have said many times in interviews that there are 2 characters outside of Oliver, might not even include Oliver, that are sort of like invulnerable on the show, and that is Felicity and Diggle. They've said like Felicity and Diggle would never die on the show. However, you know, rules are made to be broken. That was sort of a rule they set earlier on, but you know, as I said, rules are meant to be broken or made to be broken, so who knows, Felicity might actually be dead. But going along with like the theory that Felicity is actually alive in this future, is Felicity like pretending to be dead to hide out somewhere with someone, possibly Oliver? That's like a big question mark around this season, is whether Oliver is actually dead in this future, or is he alive as well? So that's one option that Felicity could be doing. So if like Oliver's going to pretend that he is dead, then Felicity's going to do the same so she can be with him. Because if Oliver was hiding out and pretending to be dead, if Felicity was constantly meeting up with him and stuff like that, who knows if like Oliver could be exposed and put her in danger as well. That could be something that's happening. Another option is that she's just being targeted by someone or some sort of corporation or something, especially if she's a big figurehead because she owns Smoke Tech and runs it. You know, she's in the public eye, so who knows what people might be after her. Because it would be weird to just like abandon Smoke Tech if like nothing was going on, if she is still alive. But then obviously the big factor is also the fact that the Glades are rising, so who knows what sort of effect that has on Star City as a whole, but also Felicity. Are they trying to target Felicity, or is just the environment too dangerous for her to be in, so she goes into hiding and just plays off that she's dead? Who knows what effect that has on not only just Star City as a whole in the future, but also Felicity. But in summary, like to give my final thoughts on all of this, look, I think it's very likely that Felicity is alive in the future. However, I think for just viewing pleasure and just going along with the story, I think it is best to just go along with her being dead for now and just believe whatever William and Roy are saying, because we're really seeing these flash forwards through William, so it's best to just believe whatever William's thinking. So I'm going to go into these flash forwards just thinking, okay, Felicity's dead, you know, but obviously I'm not going to be, you know, surprised at all when it's revealed that Felicity is alive or she just shows up. I'm not going to be surprised at all if that happens, but just as we go through these flash forwards, I'm just going to pretend as if she's dead and just go along with whatever William's thinking. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts on this. I'm sure people are going to have differing opinions. Do you think Felicity is dead, or do you think she's alive? And why do you think she would be hiding out if she is alive? Like, what do you think the reasoning behind her pretending to be dead is? Do you think it's, she's hiding out with Oliver? It's something to do with the Glades rising up, or is it something else entirely? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all of that. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.